You've reached the Titus Podcast, your local news source, with reporter Christopher Titus and Bombshell Rae. Also Skip Takahashi on traffic and Brenda Johnson in weather. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, this is Willie Jello Johnson. You got us at the Titus Podcast. Never unbiased, always unbalanced. You want to hit us up? Go to The Real Christopher Titus on Facebook or at Titus Nation on the Twitter. Or you can hit us up on the internets at ChristopherTitus.com for the best damn comedy you ever heard. And now with the Armageddon Update, Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Something I write every week, whether I want to or not. And I do the Armageddon Update for free. Now, I'm not bragging. Okay, I'm bragging. But whether or not you like it or think it's funny, I try my ass off. Every time I record one and I get a few good jokes in, or you guys hit me on Facebook and tell me, hey, man, we got it, dude. Or I lost weight because of the fat cast, or you got inspired, or whatever you got out of it, that's a bonus. I love my job, and I do my job even when it sucks. But man, have we as human beings started sucking ass when it comes to service. You know, you can't hate your job and hate your work because you make everyone hate you. I ordered a power disc brake kit for a 61 Impala, and it was sent, and after we installed it, it wouldn't work. And brakes are important. They stop you. They stop you from crashing. They stop you from killing people. They stop you from running over a crosswalk full of third graders crossing the street on a museum field trip. Now, I know that's specific, but I want to point out how important brakes are. Now, the Nimrods that sent me the kit put a short-throw brake booster with a long-throw master cylinder. And for those of you who don't know what that means, first you need to slap your dad for not showing you how to fix the brakes, but then consider that some human hated his job so much that he thought it would be okay to make it so I could possibly kill a group of kids going to look at dinosaur fossils. Listen, you can hate your job, but you gotta love your work. Went to the store recently. It was open to 5. But the employees decided to close at 4:30, screwing all the customers that needed what they needed. Went to buy a sandwich recently. We'd been there before. This was yesterday. And we asked, hey, could we have what we had the time before? And the girl looked right in our face and said, oh, I'm sorry, we don't do that. Then we looked at the girl who helped us the last time, and she said, yeah, we do. We did it last time. Then the girl, instead of saying, oh, I didn't know that, says, well, we did that, but we don't do that. So to all of you that hate your job and hate your work, I want you to know what a long, hard life you are about to live. When you show up at work every day and you despise it, time slows down. Your mood will suck, and cancer will form in your colon. That's right, I'm not a doctor. But if you do your job half-assed, you live your life half-assed, and you grow cancer in your ass. You live half a life in twice the time if you don't love what you do. Every job I ever had, I busted my ass at. Not because I'm a good guy or a saint, but because the harder I worked, the more fun I had, the job was over faster. I had to do community service once because after they'd suspended my license, it didn't take. So I had to rake Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. And I worked so hard, the other criminals asked me to stop because, quote, you're making us look bad. Really? Really? We're already raking leaves because we all committed crimes. Sorry to tarnish your image, spider. We went to Whole Foods the other night. My girl and I wanted something to eat, and they have this amazing fresh food bar. They also have a counter where you can buy amazing prepared food. Now, I was walking the store looking for granola bars for my wife who can't eat, get this, chocolate, lemon, coconut, soy, or apples, and two holistic food experts came up and not only helped me read all the labels, but they opened a bar and let me taste them. Then, back at the counter, my wife was laughing with the girl, hearing about all the gourmet food and tasting what she wanted. Then the smoothie guy made us smoothies exactly how we asked, and we thanked him and had an amazing dinner. See, those people had a great day, not because they helped us, but because they helped. They may have hated their job, but they loved their work, and they made our day. That's what you could do in your job. If you loved your work, you could make someone's day, which would make your day. And then they could tell your boss how good a good job you did, and you can get a raise, and then a promotion, and then start a competing company, win a government contract, become a senator, then president. And all you had to do was do your damn job the best you can. And for doing that, thank you. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hey, everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever the hell you're listening. If you're driving in your car, for God's sakes, look straight ahead. And if we make you laugh, just keep looking at the road. Or text how good the podcast is while you're driving. Kidding. With me, as always, to the right, the beautiful, the lovely, the sexy, the shapely, and really smart. Even your brain is sexy. Bombshell Rae.
Yeah, that was the best intro ever. What's up, people?
And to my left, the man, the myth, the legend. People are starting to believe he doesn't exist. Dude, you were never, ever at the clubs when people ask for y'all time in line after the show, and they're always like, where's Willie? And it's always like, well, he's gone with a white girl. Well, I like me some white girls. Are you going to say my name or not? Willie Jello Johnson.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And I want to say about your customer service, damn, is that a lament I have on a daily basis. Nobody want to help nobody. Everybody just want, like, it's almost like you come into a store sometime and they're annoyed that you came into the store that they're supposed to help you with.
That's what I'm saying. Every time I go in somewhere now, it seems like, you ever walk in a store and you could just see them go, customers, God damn it.
Yes, everywhere.
It's except for Whole Foods the other night.
That's why that really stood out. It's sad when we walked out and we were both like, wow, that was incredible.
We were
Everyone
giddy.
Was so nice. The chick in the deli counter was like, you can try anything you want. Let me tell you what I like. Have a great night. She was so friendly. I wanted to tickle her belly.
Right, it almost made the $19 or $20 broccoli at Whole Foods worth it. The customer service was so good. Those guys, I'm walking through the thing because my girl can't have almost anything. She took an allergy test, and pretty much her body reacts to everything except for oxygen. And if she's in Florida, then the oxygen will give her a mild rash. But that's pretty much everybody. But chocolate, coconut, wheat, gluten, apples. It's the list of everything you like. The weird thing is the chocolate thing is like, women have a thing, and chocolate's a big. It really puts a safety on, and boy, I don't even know how to cover it. Carob ain't doing it. So the customer service we've got. Now I want to talk about this brake thing. I've had 2 incidents with brakes recently, and it started to give me a complex. I work with Bill Burr. We put brakes on his truck, right? Mm-hmm. And the things, the brackets were stamped left and right. So I put them on left and right. And there's nothing I could do to make this work. I flipped the calipers. I did everything I can. It's a long, dry story. Bill,
you already lost me at calipers.
Yeah, Bill doesn't know a whole lot about it. I finally get the truck so it'll stop. And he's like, on the way he calls me, it's working great. He takes it to a brake guy. I said, take it to your brake guy and have him bleed the brakes and make sure it's right. Bill takes it. The guys call me flipping out. They're like, what kind of, you're going to kill him in this car? So I called, first of all, I called the company, and they said, when did you order the kit? I said, I don't know. He got it around June. Oh, wow, the first kits went out misstamped. They were, the left was the right and the right was the left. It's brakes. That's the first time. Second time I ordered from this company, a different company, because I'm not going back to the other company. They send me incompatible parts that we bled the brakes for 2 days and couldn't figure out why it wouldn't work. Finally, I find out that basically there's a 2-inch gap inside the master cylinder, so the brakes would never touch to put fluid into the brake pad. Okay, it's just a long story. You know what? If you work for a company that sells brake equipment, you should probably be on your game, I'm guessing. Because some dumbass who's more dumbass than me would just hook it up and get in the car and drive it and wonder why his brakes didn't work after he'd actually hit the bus full of kids.
Yo, man, you got a thing with kids, man, like the museum kids and the bus kids. And why you want to kill kids?
I don't want to kill kids. I'm just saying I'm trying to give people a scary scenario so they can see that maybe if they did their job better, kids wouldn't die.
All right, again, we back to the kids, man. Like, do you notice he a little weird about the kids?
He's a little amped up today, I have noticed.
Yeah, you little, what's going on with you, man? What's going on with you?
I am a little pissed off because this became an epidemic last week. I started to think about it after the break thing, and then on Easter, I go to Pep Boys. I'm going to say the company name on air right now. Pep Boys, the auto parts store. Now, to their credit, they were open on Easter. I was like, yay! My kids had to go back to my ex's, and so I have a little time to work on this car. I'm going to go get some parts at the Pep Boys because they have parts there, even though that nobody works at Pep Boys knows dick about cars. Let's just be clear about that. I show up at 4:30. I'm going to do a little late afternoon delight working on the cars because that's my relaxation.
All right, now it's getting weird.
I know it's getting weird. Leave me alone. And
I was doing my afternoon delight.
yeah, what was that?
I was drinking
You were drinking
in Beverly Hills,
'Cause the song's
planning to at some point peel myself off of the patio chair and go shopping.
except there was no shopping on Easter. That's why you
No,
were
so we
drinking.
went to another patio. It was good.
I go in. There's a woman sweeping in front of the thing, and it's 4:30. I have half an hour to buy my stuff. I walk in. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. We close." I said, "No." I said, "It's 5:00." "No, we decide to close." I said, "Hey, it's 4:30. You're supposed to stay open." She goes, "No, we decide." I said, "What's the manager's name?" And she just got this look on her face like their manager obviously wasn't there. And I said, "Give me his name." I want to let him know that you guys are just decided to close early. And that's another thing, too. So if you close a business early, let's say it's a car part place. Let's say some guy had to get his kids to school.
Oh, here we go with the kids again. Here we
Yep,
go with the kids.
yeah,
Back
I
to
knew we were
kids.
going here.
You know why? Because kids is soldiers, whatever it is. If you put that in there, people start putting it in perspective. So these kids have to get to school in the morning. Guy's car's broken down. He goes to Pet Boys, knowing they're open on Easter till 5. Can't get the part, and he gets screwed because some douchebag wanted to go have an extra beer early. By the way, go have the beer, but do your job. We have got to a place in this country where not only people don't do their jobs, they don't give a flying rat's ass about doing their jobs, and what they forget is, when you have that attitude and you go into work, you become, when I say time slows down, do you remember the jobs that you hated?
Yes.
Did they whiz by when you were doing them?
No, they crept slowly and painfully.
Like you'd sit there and you look at the clock and okay, 10 more minutes. And you look like an hour and a half later and it's 10 more minutes
Yes.
still. Okay, so those jobs. So people notice, if you hate what you're doing, your life is going to seem incredibly long. Again, that phrase that came up within the Armageddon update, which made me happy. If you hate your job and you hate what you're doing, you will live half the life in twice the time. It will feel like twice the time.
That's beautiful.
Yo, man, that's like some Buddha shit you
Yeah,
just said.
that's
That's
really
crazy,
great.
man. Man, damn, Titus, you're the Buddha for the new millennium.
Wow, you said millennium.
I ain't stupid, man. I can say millennium.
Ah, gotcha.
Nah, man, I'm just kidding.
So what do we do? I mean, how do you change this? Then we went to that sandwich place we went to was crazy to me. Walk into a sandwich place, great sandwich place, by the way. They make really good stuff. Walk in, and the other thing too is everybody has to be right. Everybody's special now. No one can just go, customer's right. You know what? I'm just going to let it all go, and you can be. If you're the customer and you want to tell me what's right, you just go ahead. I'm just going to take your money, and I'm going to buy some stuff. Told this woman that we wanted a lettuce wrap instead of bread. We don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that. Thank you, Slade Ham, by the way. We don't do that.
We don't have that.
I said, no, we had it last time, and so we did it. Yeah, no, we don't. No, you don't. We don't do that. Yes, we do. She turns around and looks to the girl who helped us last time and goes, do we do lettuce wraps, like really angrily, like, let me just stuff it up these people's asses about this? And she goes, yeah, last time, we do. We can put lettuce on top and the bottom. Oh, we do that. I'm sorry.
We don't wrap it. Though.
Right, yeah, we put it on top and the bottom, but we don't around the sandwich. But we don't call it wrapping the sandwich.
Right.
So then she goes, "Well, we'll do it, but we don't do that." And that's you saw the look. Bombshell looks at me. She goes, "Why'd you give me that look when you walked out?" Because like I had to walk. I had to leave. I have a problem. I don't suffer douchebags well.
Yeah, that's, yeah. And ironically, if you look in the mirror, you will see a douchebag.
Thanks, man. Really funny.
I'm just saying, man, sometime maybe if the douchebaggery is being created around you, maybe sometime you bringing the douchebaggery into the room.
All right, that's very you being self-aware about me, but okay.
I would say that human beings, that's an interesting point, because I was just thinking, I don't get as revved up about a lot of this stuff as you do, because it's sometimes people just make mistakes. Sometimes it's just human error. Sometimes people are having a bad day.
But I get that.
Whatever. But, and I'll end up leaving with lettuce wrapped around my sandwich either way. So however she wants to be, but you get really like you walk in with tension, and
no,
people
tension
have
is created.
to be,
I do not walk in with tension. Tension is created.
But how often
when I walk in? Wait a minute.
Is tension created wherever you are?
That depends how much you love your job. Because Whole Foods, I had a blast.
Okay, but
those guys were great.
But
those
that
guys,
was rare, right?
But that's what this is about. See, here's the thing. I have a job that I had to do, and I've had to do since I was 19.
Answer
No,
the
let me finish.
question.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's rare when we get good service. Yes,
That is also rare. But I would say that there's something to energy. And we're dealing with a guy right now with our dogs that
this turn into therapy for you, man.
that was apprenticed by Caesar Milan. He's one of 3 people that Caesar Milan apprenticed, the dog whisperer guy.
Damn, you guys got white lady problems, man. Oh, this is one of 3 people to Caesar Milan done. I do believe, I don't know why, but this guy is going to take care of our dogs for us.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, now you're doing accents. Nice.
So I'm just saying that he has been talking to me and working with me on energy. It's all about energy. Dogs pick up on your energy. You don't even have to say anything, right? So imagine, like, you have no idea the tension and stress that you carry into a room with you.
Come on, I am the funniest, nicest guy in the
You
world.
are very funny and very nice, but sometimes you're really, like breakfast this morning, you were at a 12. You're really stressed, and when you have a lot to do, and maybe people are like dogs.
But here's why.
And they're just reacting.
But that's what I'm saying. The difference is when I was 19, I started doing stand-up comedy, and I took on my own business. And since I was 19, I've had my own business. I've had to hustle from the time I was a teenager this business, which is hard. There's no paycheck that shows up. I have to go make sure I hustle a paycheck. So my job depends on how good I am every day. Every day, every minute. Now, maybe that's a story, but when they say, please welcome Christopher Titus, and I say thank you, good night, an hour and a half later, that better be the best I can possibly do. And because of that, I make a good living at this, and I have people that for whatever reason love my comedy, and I have a life. And I have a happy life. But my constant focus is how can I do a better job? How can I make it better? How can I do the next thing? Now, I know a lot of people don't have that, but because of that, I have an amazing life. And because I live like that, I find it really hard to meet other people that don't. I wish I could put in their brains, you will have joy in your life if you will just start kicking ass at your job. Again, hate your job, love your work. You may hate that job, and maybe down the road you have a plan to leave that job, but when you're there working, being you, because that's you, your work isn't the job. Your work is who you are. And if you suck at working, if you can't help a customer and be happy and joyous, and what do you need, then your life will literally be that for the rest of your life, and it will seem long and heavy. That's what I'm saying. Is like people think the power is, oh, fuck these guys. I don't think these customers. Yes, what do you want, sir? I went to another auto parts store, and again, auto parts guys are a lot like me. They are definitely people who just really. So I walk in to get a part, and the guy goes, I need a short throw booster. It was related to this other story, and I go, I need a short throw booster. Because by the way, people, if you're a car guy listening right now, you know exactly what I'm doing. I know there's a lot of people right now going, what's he talking about now? I don't believe it. You just push the big pedal down and the other pedal that's used to stop it. And I go, I need a short throw booster. It's one of these 2 years. And the guy goes, looks at me, and this is what he says. Doesn't leave his stool. Sitting on his stool. Didn't even clickety-clack the computer. He goes, hey, man, I'm not going in the back and open a bunch of boxes. So you mean you're not going to help a customer who came in to buy something? I said, well, it's only 2 different models. You just got to open a couple boxes. Do you have a part number? And I had a part number. I'm not going to go back there and open them and find if it's the same one.
And at this point, did you do what you always do? Did you start screaming?
I didn't scream exactly. I said, really? I said, as much parts as I buy from you guys, you can't get up to go even look for a part for me? And he says, well, I just can't, don't have time to do it for everybody.
I would not want to be sitting on the other side of the counter at this point. What did you say?
I said, fine, fuck this place. And I walked out. That's exactly
I've seen you do that a lot.
I said, fuck this place, and I walked out.
I think maybe 80% lazy, helicopter parented people now in the workforce, 20% you learning to take some things in stride.
Yeah, and I do. I've been better at it lately.
Yeah.
But it's listen, if you're mad that you're working at a shitty job, there's a reason you're working at a shitty job. Here's why. It's not because you stumbled into a shitty job. Because had you done what you're supposed to do all your whole life, or excelled, you wouldn't be in a shitty job. And the people that have these shitty jobs, they create this circle around them. It's like, God, I have a shitty job. I hate this job. I have this shitty job. I hate this job. And then they never get a better job. You know why? Because nobody notices them. Nobody notices them doing a good job because they don't do a good job. Then they end up staying in a shitty job for the rest of their lives, and they wonder why their lives suck ass.
I think you know what I heard? I heard a bunch of computers just clicking off. Did you hear computers clicking off? I heard a bunch of people unsubscribing just now.
Yeah.
No, because the people listen to this podcast understand it. We had so many people talk about, when we got to the Fat Cast, we have so many people saying, and there's so many people, I could list the names, that said, dude, I've lost 60 pounds since the Fat Cast. I didn't like hearing it, but when I heard it, I changed my life. Now, I'm not saying I'm supposed to tell people this. I'm just saying what I notice. I notice, as a country, we have stopped giving a shit. We're trying to book all these theaters. Trying to book these theaters, right? For these call these theaters. Hi, we want to give you money and rent your theater. 2 weeks later, we get a phone call back. It's like nobody does their job.
Oh, it's St. Louis. We're trying to pay to advertise on radio stations in St. Louis.
Right.
We're trying to give people money because we need to promote the show.
Right.
Which is May 8th.
When is that show in St. Louis?
Thursday at the Edison Theater.
Edison Theater, new show, Angry Pursuit of Happiness. By the way, and I'm not talking about any of this in the show.
But no one will call us back. Finally, our publicist called the general manager of the station and told him. And 3 weeks into it, that's what it took. Now people are in trouble, and finally they're going to send us something that we can pay for, that we can give them money for.
And I'm sure they're going to be really nice to us now that we've ripped them to their general manager.
Yeah,
that's another thing, too. That's another thing. Instead of people going, wow, I screwed up, I should have taken care of that customer, they go, that son of a bitch told my manager, now I'm in trouble? That guy got me in trouble. No, dickhead, you got you in trouble. By the way, if you're constantly being lectured by your boss, guess who did that? You. The world's not after you. Just because your mommy and your daddy sat you down and said you're special and you were homeschooled and everything you do is just a shining little diamond. It's not, because you're on your own now, and mommy and daddy are saying, God, that fucking brat is out of this house. Thank God. That's what's going on now. And you have to deal with, maybe you were raised badly, but it's not their fault. Once you become an adult, it's on you. So why don't you start doing your job a little better? Start being happy at your job. Not for me, not for Ray, not for Willie.
Nah, do it for Willie, because Willie, I don't play that, man. I've knocked shit off counters before. I just go, hey, really, you gonna give me that attitude? Clank, clank, smash. Sorry, man. I was an accident. Clean up on aisle 2.
Really? That's brilliant. Maybe that's better than me getting mad, just accidentally bumping into a counter and knocking a bunch of stuff on the floor.
I do the snide compliment thing.
Yeah, you're very good. By the way, if you want to see something funny and classy, you're great. What did you do the other day at the lady? This one, by the way, people, try this.
Which time? I told the girl in Starbucks that was so rude, and she was just awful the whole time. But I'm always really nice and I smile. But she said, "Do you want a bag with that?" And I had like 8 things, and I said, "Oh, no, I just want to juggle them to the car, thanks." And I just smiled at her, and she just stared at me for the longest time because people don't know if you're being serious or. I told All Saints, the store, All Saints Spitalfields, I told the girl that I really loved her policy.
This is great. So you have to, by the way, All Saints is this really ultra hip, cool clothing store where androgynous guys, no, the girl stuff is way better. The androgynous guys wear stuff, they look like they're iron workers from the 1920s if they were dancing for Lady Gaga, pretty much, right? That's the men's clothing. Cool store, expensive. So there's a thing in Bloomingdale's. Rachel goes in there. She used to wear their stuff all the time, and because they acted like this, she doesn't wear their stuff much anymore.
I used to wear it on stage every day.
Every day. So hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people a year, were seeing you wear their stuff, and now because of this girl who did this a couple times to you, you don't buy their stuff.
It was different girls. It's like all these weird, like 87-pound, hollow-eyed vampires, and they all sort of like clump on each other like, what are those birds with the hunched back, like the
vultures?
Vultures. They all get behind the counter like they're on a telephone wire, and there'll be 4 of them, and they're in these long drapey black outfits or whatever. And
folding shirts.
No, they don't do anything. They like huddle together on each other and just stare at people as they go by. They're not actively doing anything. And so I go and I will walk around for half an hour and no one will speak to me.
First of all, one question. These white girls? These like 80-some-pound white girls?
Yes.
What's the name of this store?
No.
Dude, stop.
It's not in your hood.
It's not in your hood. And if you show up there, they're going to have a security guard watching you.
Yeah, that's racist.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but you also look like you.
That's a good point.
He's a black stallion. I don't know what you're talking about.
You are, bro.
Yeah, when a dude says it, it's weird.
You're right.
So it started to annoy me. But what got me is, I'm very protective of my family. My mom was in town from Kuwait visiting. My mom walked around for a minute and asked the girl, not knowing that they were assholes already. And the girl just kind of stared at her. So my mom walked out. My mom. So I kind of feel like you don't.
Wait, your mom stopped, looked at her. The woman, instead of saying, "Can I help you?" she just looked at her like, "Are you going to talk or not?"
Yeah, like my mom was too old or a little heavy to be in the store or whatever. And then it was on. Then I was like, okay. So my mom left. She walked out. And I thought, I'll just hang around for a minute. And I went up to the girl. I had walked around for 30 minutes. I had tried stuff on.
And it's not a big area. People, it's not like it's a warehouse she's walking around. This part in Bloomingdale's is a tiny little, it's literally by 20 by 30 or 30 feet area. It's not even it's like a little side store in Bloomingdale's. Go ahead. Again, white lady problems.
Yeah, Bloomingdale's, man. Damn.
I went to Big Lots this week.
Okay, so let me finish.
Right.
Okay. So I had actually tried stuff on, and they had not spoken to me still. I found the dressing room.
They still hadn't said a word to you.
I walked out of the dressing room when a size didn't fit. In the clothes and socks, found the other size. They're still just not even looking at me. So I decided to buy a shirt, which I don't shop there really anymore, but I like this shirt. And so I am checking out. I have handed the girl my card, and she still has not spoken to me.
You're basically dealing with a deaf mute at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
And so who I would have felt more charitable towards. And so I finally said, hey, I really, really love your policy. And I was smiling the whole time. And she looks startled that I'm speaking to her while I'm checking out. She looks at me, doesn't say anything. And I go, I just really love your policy here. And she said, what policy? And I said, the one where you don't speak to your customers at all. Like they walk around and you just don't bother us or speak to us or acknowledge us or anything. And now her eyes are wide. And I said, I love that. I think that's so great. And it totally took her off balance because I'm smiling and I just grabbed my bag and I said, thank you. And I left. And she was literally mouth open going,
It's great. I love that you left it. She was going. She left. You actually threw a glitch in her circuit.
She didn't know.
Am I being fucked with?
Yeah.
And yes, you are. Yes, you are. By the way, people, if you ever have to ask yourself, was that person fucking with me? Yes, they were. If there's a question in your mind, so what we need to do as a group is start calling everybody on their bad service. And if you work in the service industry, think about it. Again, don't be helpful for me. Be helpful for you, because you know what you do? You just literally suck your life down. How low do you want to be? Do you want that better job? Do you want to make more money? Then get off your ass and do your job. I don't,
and complain when people are assholes, because all those bitches got fired. That's my addendum to that story. I went back. I complained twice, went back. Girl was really nice, really friendly about a month ago. And I said, this is crazy. I said, I can't, you're so nice. And so she goes, oh yeah, we had some complaints and everyone got let go. Apparently I said, they didn't speak to people. And she goes, yeah, I heard that. She said they brought us in from another store because that whole crew got fired. I was like, yeah, you did.
Okay, let me tell, can I tell one more story? This is the great Apple. See, again, remember I was asking you last night, I have to write this, what's the one that started this? Apple. I go into Apple Store. By the way, Apple Store, when Steve Jobs was alive, and Apple, you'd walk into Apple, and there was 3 guys on you. It got to a point at Apple where I felt a little used car sales meeting, or I like, guys, stop. And then I got used to it because they were always really helpful. There was this guy, I don't know if it was Robert or something years ago, Trent or something. He would just, we saw him a couple times at the Apple Store that we go to. He
obviously meant a lot to you.
He was great. He was really great. Trent, Robert, whatever his name is. Started with a T or a S or a Q or a K. Could have been a B. I don't know. Listen, Sturbevel, whatever his name was. So I go and he helped me a lot. So, and I bought a lot of Apple stuff. We have podcasts, and we have the computers, and we have iPods, and I've got all this crap that I have at Apple. Laptops to read and blah 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 blah. Going to get a simple cord for my new phone. I had this really cool. I had iPhone 5 because my 4 went out. I can't believe you still have a 4.
I am so tired of this horrible iPhone 4 hate.
Yo, man, you got a 4? Damn. I got a pirated 6.
You got a what?
Yo, man, my boy hooked me up in Cupertino with a pirated 6. Ain't it? No one even seen this shit. Look at it. See that? Yeah, what is that? That's 3D. Look at that picture. That's 3D.
Dude, that's a Chinese-made phone. That's a 5 with the word with 6 written on it.
Right.
Yeah, so?
Yeah, but it's written in Sharpie.
Listen, man, 6 is a 6. That's an iPhone 6. I don't care what y'all say. Say it right there, 6.
I've been laughed at lately because of my...
It's funny.
It's not funny.
It's a funny bit.
The phone still works.
So I go in, and I walk in, and I go, all I need is a cord. I need this kind of cord from the... And the guy, without saying... In the Apple store, without looking, checking, or asking, goes, we don't have those. Go to Radio Shack. What? And I'm like... And I went, okay, I'll find it. And I walk... Because I know they sell... If they sell the thing here, I bought it at the Apple store, they would have the cord for it, right? I walk over to the counter. Within a minute, I find it. I go, I found it, and I go look at the guy. I go, yeah, dude, you got him right here. I'm right in the guy's face. I go, you got him right here. Thanks, man. Thanks for all your help. And then I go, is the manager here? And it's the same. Same girl comes over, and that I dealt with like 6 months ago with the same problem. And she goes, did you have a problem? I go, you know I had a problem. I go, I came in, asked for. I said, this is Apple. I go, this is supposedly the highest level technology place on the planet Earth. Literally, you guys are going to build robots. You have robots working in the back now that we just don't see because the robots can't be people yet. That's why I know what's going on behind those walls. I know the Genius Bar. There's are human beings. Those aren't geniuses. The geniuses are behind there, little robots, and that's what they do. And Will Smith runs them. That's what I know. So I go, but your guy who works at the Apple store told me to go to Radio Shack. The guy from the Apple store, it's basically like you go in, you go to the Ferrari dealership, and he goes, yeah, you know the Amish buggies, they'll have it. Go where the Amish builds the buggies. You can get that. You can get some bolts for that.
I was gonna say Radio Shack stock $1.36. It's plummeted. They are so screwed right now. I just looked at Apple stock, $526. I love that they're sending you to Radio Shack.
Yeah, and it's a Sherman Oaks store, and that woman, she's cool. She got the purple hair. She's got the purple hair. She's got the cool right look. But man, when it comes to, I told her that. I said, I didn't know she was the manager until after I said this. I said, whoever's managing this store right now is creating a cancer. I said, what's going through this store right now is no one gives a flying rat's ass. And I go, whoever's managing this, you need to have a meeting. And you talk to your manager or call someone at corporate and go, hey, our store's losing it. And she goes, I'm the manager. Oops. No, I don't even care, oops. I was like, you know me, I'm like, hell yeah.
Did you knock some shit off?
Yeah, you don't knock something off the counter in the Apple store. Not in the Apple store. It's going to be very expensive.
That's a good point. Plus, most of it's bolted down anyway. At least that's what my cousin said.
So Consumer Reports did a study, and they found that 64% of people walked out of a store last year because of bad service.
That's crazy. Do you know what that would turn into in the bottom line for a company? Like, we'll go to Whole Foods is expensive as hell. I will walk into Whole Foods every time I'm near one now and buy something because of how we were treated the other night.
Right.
You know?
Well, I was looking up customer service
and the butt
nightmares
massage.
too.
Come on, the butt massage was phenomenal.
What butt massage?
Didn't you get the butt massage at the Whole Foods?
What aisle were you on?
Homeopathic butt massage.
Ah,
Aisle
that's
6.
the one I didn't go on.
It's a good aisle. Good
I
aisle.
was in Deli and Shake Shack. I was in Boob Fondle.
How was that?
It was pretty good.
There you see, it's a good.
This is what we're saying,
service.
people. This Whole Foods aims to please.
Yeah, I was in testicle polishing for a while. It's much longer. You got to spend more time. But you know what? They got a lot of impulse items too. As you're getting your testicles polished, there's an impulse item.
If you go to the lesser expensive store, Sprouts, it's called ball buffing, actually. Testicle polish. It's nicer in Whole Foods.
Trader Joe's, they just actually run a feather over you real quick. They go tickle. It's called a tickle, man. But it's a lot more inexpensive at Trader Joe's.
That's a good point.
And sometimes that's worth it.
Well, and we just went off the rails. That was good. It was good. I felt we were on. We've been a little lectury today. When I say we, I mean me. I said me.
So there's a lot of, when you look up customer service nightmares, like, por ejemplo, Verizon continued to charge a woman for her dad's phone account even after he died.
Of course. And then she was going to get charged to cancel it.
Do you know why? Because she didn't have his PIN number. She called when he died to cancel it, but because she didn't know his account PIN number, they wouldn't cancel it until he could call with his PIN. It's the same thing, except not as my grandfather, who passed away last November, being in the hospital and he's dying. It's hospice. We had hoped he would die sooner because everything was shut off, feeding
But he was
and water
a
and
genetic
everything.
badass, and he held on.
He held on for a very long, awful time. And, he's obviously suffering. He's dying and he's suffering. And
Non-communicative. By the way, when she said awful time, it wasn't like he was talking to him and they were like, God, I hope this guy dies. He was non-communicative and he was...
moaning and
yes,
stuff.
moaning.
Yeah.
He was in pain, obviously.
But he had a stroke and couldn't communicate.
Right. Just want to make sure you guys don't think Bombshell Rae is just some
Hey,
horrible evil.
you're going to die soon? Look, you've
Yo,
gone on
man.
way too long.
Yo, man, we look, insurance, you almost used up your deductible.
Yeah. So my mom flies in from Kuwait, and my mom has the good sense, this was before I got there, to ask if he's on morphine, to ask if he's having any painkillers, which he wasn't. So they start, kind of administering morphine here and there. So, maybe like 3 or 4 days before he actually did pass, and we're in crucial pain, awful time. My mom and I are staying late in the hospital room with him, and he's moaning, and there's tear things coming out of his eyes. And
so he's in that kind of pain where through his dementia and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not even aware. His body is in such pain, it's reacting by crying.
That's what I thought.
Oh, my God.
And so my mom asks if he is on morphine, and the nurse finally comes in and she says, oh, no, he had morphine that morning, but it's worn off. And she said, the nurse actually says this to both of us, he has to ask for it. A patient has to request. And my mom looked at her and looked at him. He's half brain dead.
Oh, I wish I could have been standing with your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Your mom is the best at this.
Oh, yes. So, hi, holy hell, 5 minutes later, and the doctor arrived at the hospital in the middle of the night, and he had a morphine order from then on to keep him on morphine the whole time. But the woman actually said he has to ask for it.
You mean the guy who's 3 days from death who's been non-communicative for about the last 2 months of his life? Nice. See, here's the problem. I have to be stopped.
Yeah, from punching somebody in the throat. See, at that point, like, look, if it's one of my loved ones and they in pain, and you saying they got to ask and they're non-communicative, I believe that it's time to make you non-communicative.
He wasn't non-communicative. He had a stroke, so it had been about a week and a half that it had killed part of his brain, and he was unable to speak. And they knew that.
At this point, they knew he ain't signing no forms. He ain't asking for no morphine.
Yeah,
Right. That's what I was saying. Like, how do you? And here's the thing. So that woman, who's a nurse, whose job is to make sure people are comfortable, and not in pain, said no. Didn't give a shit about your grandfather. I'm glad your mom was there. Oh, so good.
he has to ask for it.
Him. He has to ask for it.
My mom's great at that, though. My mom she stays classy.
Stays classy, right?
And she will dress somebody down in just the most brilliant way, but she's always classy about it. I don't know if I've told about the letter. Have I told about that?
No.
My mom was.
By the way, people, because don't do it like me. What we're trying to do is now we're trying to coach you in how to complain about someone being a total douchebag when they're giving you service, and make them feel twice as bad, and you stay above it. I'm the other way. I'm like, fuck this place, and I walk out.
That's the thing, is if you stay a little above it, then there's something to be learned from.
Yes.
Hopefully. But I have learned from my mom. My mom was married to this guy, and he had a crazy ex-wife. And his ex-wife's sister...
So he was attracted to crazy women. Hence the follow-up with your mom.
What?
You heard me.
My mom's not crazy.
Not anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
Keep going.
This is... Are you pot or kettle in which glass house on
I
the
just
street?
know. I just know. When you see a mirror image of yourself, you just know.
You and my mom are very much alike, yeah.
People just rolled their eyes. People just went, oh, my God, 2 of them? That's what just happened.
Of what?
People listening just went, 2 of them? Wow.
Yeah, there's 2. When she visits for the summer, it's creative all up in this bitch. I'm calling it creative. See how nice
I
that
like
was?
it. That was very nice. Damn, stop being so creative. God.
So my mom got a letter from the ex's sister, who was a doctor, had a PhD, basically telling my mother that she was a slut and a whore and, all these awful things. They were really white
Was she a
trash.
PhD of slutology or something, and she knew that?
Yeah, that she did some deep research into slutness and hoariness, and then that's how she called your mom that, because she had seen the signs.
I don't
Right.
know. But anyway, white trash people, they just kind of stick together, right?
That is true. PhD or not.
So my mom, instead of flipping out or calling her up and, calling her names back and cussing her out and stuff, my mom got a red pen and she proofread the letter
in
red ink.
The hatred letter.
The awful hatred letter that had, it had all kinds of, punctuation errors and spelling errors, and she used run-on stuff like that. So my mom punctuated and then gave her some tips on how to write a more professional letter. She would write really happy exclamation point notes in the margin, like, "This is great, keep going with this," and stuff like that. And then
I didn't know she'd give her compliments too.
That's she was a teacher. She was like, "Okay, good thought."
Smiley face.
Expound on this. Yeah.
Gold star.
And so then at the end in red ink, she wrote, by the way, white trash is, because it said, Susan so-and-so, PhD, da-da-da. And my mom said, by the way, white trash is still white trash no matter how many letters you put after your name.
Oh.
And she mailed it back and never heard another word.
Oh, it's one of those letters that as you're reading it, like you're the person sending it off going, yeah, rah, 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 and then you got that back and you read it and you're like, I've just been humiliated, dressed down. That's when it feels like metal's going through your body. Like when you open a letter from the IRS, you're like, oh, what is this? Oh, that's so good. Your mom is so great.
And she didn't lower herself. That's what's great about it.
Now I am the first person to lower myself. I will get in the mud, and the problem is that when you get in the mud with pigs, that was a great phrase. You get dirty, and pigs love getting dirty.
Pigs just love it.
Maybe I'm just a pig, though.
What? Here's another one that I really like. Charter, which is a communications company. I know that they cover Louisiana. They told Alabama, too, obviously. A tornado hit Alabama, and Charter told victims of the storm to, quote, look around the neighborhood to find their cable boxes and return them, or they were going to have to pay a $212 fine. Just look around the neighborhood.
A tornado ripped your cable out. And the cable company said, hey, man, you're still going to have to pay for that box, even though the freak of nature dropped it in Indiana.
Right.
Wow.
But then there's companies like Zappos.
See, here's the thing.
Amazon.
Right. Somebody had to make that decision, though. Somebody had to say, hey, you know what? The tornado hit. Sure, screw these people. We need $212 back for each one of those boxes. Like it wasn't a computer that shot that out. Someone made a decision to charge those people that. And you're right, there are good companies. I mean, when a company like Amazon is saying, hey, how do we get it to our customers faster? How do we get stuff to our customers faster? I said it clearly that time. Why don't we make helicopter drones so we can fly it as they order it? It can be in the air on the way to their house. Now, that's crazy, but that's what kind of service they're committed to. And speaking of that, if you want to help the Titus podcast out, go to the Amazon link on the ChristopherTitus.com page. By the way, check out ChristopherTitus.com. We did an entirely new website. Teskey Designs did this amazing website, and they did it in like a day. So if you guys need a website or something, go to Teskey Designs. Again, they're not paying me anything. In fact, I'm paying them. But when it comes to customer service, I'm talking like these guys. When I actually was on the phone, did I tell you this? I was asking on the phone. I got on the phone to ask them to change something on the website, and as I hung the phone up, I was on the website, and it refreshed, and it was changed. I wasn't even on the phone yet. It's great. Great. Teskey Designs in Portland. They did a great job on the website, and they're continuing to do so. Also, click to the Amazon link on the Titus page and help the Titus podcast out. It doesn't cost you anything else, but it gives us a little bump, and it helps us keep the doors of the Combustion Lounge open.
Yeah.
Any more customer nightmares? I love customer nightmares.
Also, RachelBradleyComedy.com.
Yo, I got a customer nightmare. I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
So we went to this club. Right downtown. Let's see. This was is in a part of town you guys don't go to. All right. And it was called Rufus. Rufus Johnson's something. It wasn't even really a club. Basically, it was this dude's house that he let people in. So, and he would charge you a cover at his house. Like he had a little club at his house. You know, he had like a room in the back, like a garage that he turned into like a dance floor. And it was like a house party constantly, and it had every weekend. So we would go there, and you pay $5 at the door. You go in, you buy drinks. Drinks are a little cheaper than you have a real bar. He had some LED lights. It was kind of clubbish, you know. Except what would happen is that it seemed like every once in a while someone would pull a piece out and start shooting at Rufus's. Now, I, being a guy who always carries a piece of chocolate, that's what I meant to say, I pulled out my chocolate and I used it to defend myself. All of a sudden, I'm the bad guy. Yeah, oh, don't be shooting in my house. Oh, now it's a house. I paid a cover charge. I'm going to shoot this bitch up.
That's not the same as customer service. I don't think that's what you're talking about.
Hey, I pay my money, and you don't let, and you're gonna get mad when I get shot at and I shoot back. That's not good corporate policy.
No, you should never shoot.
I didn't say I was shooting. I said I used the Three Musketeers to defend myself.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of that, totally off topic. Not that anything is ever on topic on this podcast, but when I lived in Memphis, the only good part about Memphis, because there is nothing good about Memphis, was this, and I lived there, so I can say that.
Not since Elvis died.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right, exactly. But that's where Elvis is dead, so even worse.
Right.
Even worse. There was this club called Rayford's, and it was right off of downtown, close to Beale Street.
Yeah, close to Beale Street. I know Rayford's, yeah.
Of course, you've been to Rayford, but that's what Rufus Jackson's whatever that was reminded me of. And Rayford's, Rayford is this old black man, but he's soulful. And
No,
he says,
really.
And he says, "Wow, wow!" Like that's how he talks, right? He's very Prince or Rick James. He's from that era.
He just like that's his punctuation.
He wears long, flowy, like sparkly robes. He's got a jerry curl, and Rayford is the DJ. The club is 2 double wides where one intersects into the other. And all around the outside, there's Christmas lights and stuff like that. It's Saturday Night Fever. The dance floor lights up. Rayford is in the center of it in these glittery robes. And you walk in and he's like, "Wow, come on in to the bar." Like he narrates.
Like a preacher.
Yes, everything. And he's dancing and glittering. And his daughters are the waitresses. And they all have attitude, and you have to wait in line to get in. And there's a door guy in a suit, and there's a little square box where someone opens the thing and looks out, and you pay the cover, and you hand it in, and then if you're allowed in, you go in. And they only serve 40s.
That's it.
That's it.
That's bottle service.
And I don't know. Yeah, that was their bottle
Yo,
service.
man, that's funny like that. 40. Yeah, we do bottle service. It's $9 for a 40.
Mirrored walls, stripper pole, Christmas lights everywhere. It's the light up
Perfect.
floor.
It sounds like this. I want to go.
Amazing. Anyway, if it's still there, you should go there.
All right. So, anyways, people, customer service. Again, don't do it for the customers. Do it for you. You live your life fun. You actually deal with somebody. You make someone's day somewhere. I tell you, you're the one that's going to get lit up. And when you see me coming, just if you can't be nice, just go because I'll call you on it. I'm such a douchebag. And now, from coast to coast, continent to continent, ocean to ocean, and sometimes even in space, it's Bombshell Rae bringing you the Bombshell News.
And now it's Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News.
Are you done?
Yeah, you done yet, man? I don't even know what you're doing anymore. Sometimes these intros getting crazy.
Sometimes
stupid.
I want to wait because if I wait you out, you'll do something else, and it's even better.
Yeah, dude. It's weird to watch you, man. Someone should do a study on you, like almost so that the girl that followed the monkeys, Jane Goodall. That's it. Yeah, you need a Jane Goodall just follow you around, film the stupid shit you do.
Who's that?
Jane Goodall. She did the monkey studies. She did the gorilla studies.
That's what I said, man. You think I'm stupid?
Oh, I thought you meant the band.
There was a band called Jane Goodall?
No, there was a band called the Monkees, right? Or was that a TV show?
Wow. A TV show.
They weren't real?
And a band. Yes, it was.
That's what I thought.
It's a TV show and a band.
Right.
But it really wasn't a band. It was manufactured for TV.
Mickey was in
Dolan's.
that.
And Davy.
Davy.
And Peter.
Peter.
Peter, Torque, and Peter. There was 2 Peters.
Were they real? Or were they TV show
They were a
made?
TV show band that played music, and then they became a real band.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this story is in honor of you being pissed at everyone everywhere.
I'm not pissed at everyone everywhere.
This little girl is 10 years old, and she is a fledgling Titus, let's just say.
Oh, I love this girl already.
She is in England. She got tired of being stuck behind slow walkers in the mall. She's 10. Slow walkers probably just mean elderly people who can't
This
get
is
around
me.
as quickly.
I so know this woman's complaint.
So she wrote a formal letter to the company that owns the mall. And the mall, in the letter, she said, "I'm incredibly disappointed by people walking around your shopping center. It annoys me so bad I want to scream. You should stop people walking slow as people are in a rush for work, and this could cause people being late." And then she goes on to say that it's dangerous because people can get bumped into and fall over and so on and so forth. So the mall responded by putting a slow lane and a fast lane in the mall. So if you look at this picture, they actually have dotted lines and these giant emblems, and on the left side is the slow lane and on the right side is the fast lane.
Wow, it made a difference. That's what actually worked. I would love that. Because sometimes I house at the mall and I'm like, I should do that in the airport too. Can you please do that in the airport terminal? Put a slow lane and a fast lane? Yeah, just because you have a layover and didn't book your flight with any, like I have a 30 minutes between planes and I got to walk 3 terminals over. Move your ass.
Well, what I actually thought was it's going to be just like the highway. Nobody ever pays attention.
Right?
To
No
that.
one. People slow lane. Exactly. You know, in Europe, they will beat your ass if you're in the fast lane going slow. In Europe, when I was over there for the troops, you would just flick your lights and people instantly, boom, went into the right lane. And you could pass them.
That doesn't happen here.
No, it doesn't. People are like, fucking flash your lights at me, dumbass. I got a tough job. I work at freaking Pep Boys, and we closed early.
By the way, most of these people that you're pissed off at are between 16 and 24. I just want to point that out. They're kids. They're high. They don't understand anything yet.
Doesn't matter. When I had my jobs from 17 on, 14 on, I busted my ass because I never wanted to work the shitty job I was working. I always wanted the next higher shitty job. I always had my eye on the prize. Oh, I'm going to be the manager of the ice cream parlor. And then it was, I'm going to get off of the fries and I'm going to be running the drive-through at the McDonald's.
This is what Jake Johansson was talking about. You as a young buck.
Oh, dude,
This is why some people were put off a little bit by you, because there was no ceiling. Right? And you weren't afraid to ask for the next step.
It wasn't a ceiling. Let's just say I don't have any lid. I have no lid to contain. It's not good. And that's why we're doing a movie in October and we're filming the comedy special in September. And, you know, I can't tell you guys about it now, but I'm signing to do hosting a show right now. It's like, and I'm going to write a book. And, but isn't that life? Like, how much life do I get to live by living my life with joy? I just don't understand. I wish everybody could have the joy I have by doing what I do. I really do. I wish if you could do because whatever job I had, when I was raking that park in Golden Gate Park, those guys were pissed. Convicts were mad that I was working too hard.
Yeah, man, you can't do that, man. You can't be like, look at the white boy. He all going crazy, man. You know.
What were you going to get demoted to a lower level criminal if you didn't rake fast enough?
There would definitely be problems, and you might get some extra food in your lunchbox or something.
My brother has strongly experienced that in the federal government.
Yep.
But just that very recently, actually, that people are infuriated that he is working and doing the job because it creates paperwork and it creates work. And it has made him very unpopular because he's the guy that actually wants to earn his money. And everyone's like, no, just go, hang out. Just
go
relax.
Just go sit in your car.
Whatever. And he can't do it. He feels dishonorable for taking money and not doing something.
That's a word that 2 generations of parents did not put in their kids. They don't know what honor is. They don't know what your word is. Stephen and Molly, they were good kids. They're on their own. They're having a little trouble in the world right now. And I hear parents talk about their 25-year-olds like that. I just want to grab them and go, wow, so is he living with you still? Well, he's going to come back in a month. What I'm doing, actually, I'm subsidizing his apartment. How old is he? He's 25. And I just want to go to that parent and go, hey, you fucked up.
You have a friend,
That's
an old friend, who has a teenage son who's 17 now, and he still refuses to get his driver's license.
Yeah. He just doesn't want. He doesn't refuse. He just doesn't want it.
She said he does not want it. Well, he's refused. They're saying, "Let's go." No, I don't want it. He has a car. They bought him a car. It's sitting outside in the driveway, and he won't.
Plays video games though. Video games are the disease that killed so much of our. I have another friend who's got a kid who's paying for him to go to a $40,000 a year university. Kid got into the university. Kid spent the first 6 months, failed every single one of his classes. Every single one. Let me tell you, if my children are listening right now, if I'm paying $40,000 a year, which I could never afford to put you in school, you better not only come home with A's, you better be teaching, you better paint the school, you better be on the football team, you better be dunking at basketball games. If I'm paying 40 grand, you better be the A student in art class, and you better also be teaching physics. You be a teacher's assistant in physics if I'm paying 40 grand. I can't believe.
And a little ball buffing wouldn't hurt.
There you go. Whoever you got to do to keep those grades up, because 40 grand. I just think that we've gone too far with the education.
I think that video games, though, I mean, it's like anything. You can't call the thing evil. It's everyone needs to manage themselves. It's like alcohol exists, but I'm not an alcoholic.
Well,
but I do have alcohol sometimes.
Yeah, well,
I'm a terrible example.
Yeah, there's a time you step into alcoholism.
Alcohol exists.
As he does too, man.
But not everyone is an alcoholic. You enjoy the thing and you manage it. And some people do that, and some people suck at it because.
Well, you notice I start showing up on time, right?
Yes.
I kind of got this. I kind of got that. Like you got to do your job sometime. My job is to sit here and just comment and say whatnot here and there, and then I move on.
You go back to 3rd and Western.
That's where I hang. 3rd and Western. I don't have a Facebook, but if you want to catch Willie, come by 3rd and Western. Say what's up, Willie, and then keep driving because I don't know you.
It gets less friendly every time.
That's Willie's T-shirt. Keep driving. I don't know you.
This also inspired by you're mad at everything and everyone.
I'm not. Stop saying that.
Boise, Idaho, of all places, which is sort of a very peaceful, benign place.
We love Boise.
But this might be why. There's a place called Das Break Room. You can pay to come in and break things. You can break windows, keyboards, cell phones, crazy stuff. There's a picture and there's video online, but customers say it's therapeutic. They have a bad week, they want to cry, whatever. They go to this DOS break room, and then you go into a room. You can, I guess you pay by box or whatever, but you can break an entire box of stuff, and then 10 minutes later you feel fine. You leave. You get a hammer, you get a sledgehammer, you get whatever, and you go in this room and you just break shit.
There was a study done. They were talking that there was, they always say that anger causes stress and makes you have heart attacks. There's some alternative studies that they found that people that actually let their anger, that don't hold it back, they just say what is, they're done with it, and it doesn't drag around. The people that are always calm, I'm very controlled, I never get angry, those people die young with cancer. And that's a good point of it. It's an offshoot of that. You go in the room, you get rid of your I mean, I'll tell you what, the nicest I ever was when I was training really hard with martial arts and I was fighting every night. We were sparring every night. The days were just easy, Nothing bothered me because I knew I was going to get it out that night.
By the way, if you need to get stress out, also, and you're near Toronto, there's a little town called Guelph, which is where my asshole ex-boyfriend played baseball, and it's a strip club, but it's also a church on Sundays.
Of course it is.
If you need to get rid of any stress, go to the Manor. It's the name of the club and the church, because the pastor felt like where better to go to lead people to the Lord than a strip club.
That's a good point.
He stands next to the stripper pole.
That's weirdly biblical. Something Jesus would do. Where did Jesus go? He went into the dark parts of town and the prostitutes among the prostitutes and the thieves and tried to teach. That's weirdly... See, now a lot of people would go, "What, my God, strip club, that's horrible. That's not what you do. You do it correctly." Did you hear about Jesus? Did you hear about the Jesus guy? That's what he did. Huh? Good job. I like that. It's nice.
I just wouldn't want to sit anywhere.
Yeah, squish.
Flirbert.
You don't want to go do an altar call on your knees and your knees stick to the floor. Oh.
No.
Lord, take me home. This is ironic and weird.
It's not even ironic.
That's pretty good noise. That's
No.
noise. That's the noise that actually make.
Don't encourage him.
Please encourage
Speaking
me.
of sex, Taiwan's first sex-themed... See how I'm segueing every story? This is brilliant.
Perfect.
Taiwan's first sex-themed restaurant has opened, and it has penis on the menu.
What?
What? Yeah, it do.
What is that? What do you mean? You cooked what?
It's a penis pudding. It's a sex-themed restaurant. I should probably clarify that they're not chopping off peni and putting them in the bowls, but it's pretty brilliant, and it looks a lot like a penis.
I wouldn't be worried about that as much as the inspectors. Is it healthy? Is it fresh?
What? No. Wait, what? No, but it looks like a.
If you're going to cut penises off and serve them, you
it
gotta
even
have
has
standards.
veins and balls. It's pretty.
What
If
is it,
you
a
guys
pudding
have a
what?
second, go online and look at
What
these
is that?
pictures.
Oh, what is that?
I would so go here.
Oh my God, what is that?
Everything is.
Why would you go there?
Everything
They're
is.
showing people. They're showing what is this website?
It's on Huffington Post.
Huffington Post. What the hell? That's what they serve you in a bowl?
If you go alone, they have blow-up dolls that you can that they'll put at your table with you, so you're not sitting alone.
Of course they do.
You can also invite specific blow-up dolls to have dinner at your table. There's nipple dispensers.
Well, what if you get turned down?
Sorry,
Cynthia doesn't want to see you.
Nipple dispensers.
She said she had to
in
go.
the bathroom, and there's a penis shrine. But this penis pudding is pretty brilliant. Is that Sylvia?
Yeah, he's leaving.
It's pretty cool, I think.
She's leaving.
I wouldn't take my mother there.
You wouldn't go there either. Come on. All right, guys.
I might.
So let me tell you a couple things. Number one, if you want to hit us up on Twitter, go to @TitusNation on Twitter. Do you have more?
I do. I have so many more, but I could just do,
Do one more. Okay. And now, with the final story of the day. Is it a hero of the week? Could it be a douchebag of the week? We will find. Let's roll those dice and talk to Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News.
Wow.
Yeah, that's...
It's only supposed to be 3. Okay. We haven't been to Florida in a while, so I just wanted to hoppity-skippity back over
Smells
to
like Florida.
A woman has been she's in Ocala, which is a real fancy area, after a 24-hour crack binge.
Drag Racing Hall of Fame's in Ocala.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
She was on a 24-hour crack binge. She checked into an Ocala hotel room with her boyfriend and her 11-month-old son.
Oh.
And then she gave birth without realizing that she was going to a 2-month premature baby during the crack binge in a bathtub.
Yeah, that kid's got his whole life in front of him.
The only reason that the binge ended was because her labor began. Her boyfriend and her 11-month-old son were on an errand, so she hopped in the bathtub, gave birth to the baby, and then chewed off the umbilical cord.
Because it's healthy. Let me say something. The words crack and binge are the only 2 words that really, I think, belong together. I don't think is there any crack tapas? Is there any crack hors d'oeuvres? Is there any, it's a binge. You don't just, I was snacking on crack. It's a crack snack.
No.
That's all. It's a crack snack.
Yeah, there's no...
it's a binge. If you have crack, you've got to a place in your life where binging pretty much is not your worst problem.
This story pretty much sums up a lot of Florida for me, though.
Yeah, it does.
Because she didn't
It's literally on the flag. That's on the Florida flag. A woman a crack-addicted woman giving birth to a baby that she didn't know she was having in a bathtub. Welcome to Florida.
She didn't know. She didn't call the 911. Holy crap! I'm so confused by being interrupted that I'm like, what? Where am I? She didn't call 911, but called her boyfriend who was out with the 11-month-old. He decided to race to the hotel. He got pulled over for speeding.
Was he also binging on crack?
During the traffic stop, yes. Marion County deputies discovered that he was wanted for murder in Colorado, so he went to jail. After an hour, she realized the baby was turning blue. The baby was not breathing. Then she called 911.
Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. You know these are white people. These got to be white people, man, because you know what? At least it just seemed to me that you're going to have a baby with you and one inside you, and you continue to do crack, there's no practicality in that. You're not a pragmatic human being. This story made me sad.
I don't even think continuing to do crack makes you not pragmatic. I would argue that doing it at all.
Yeah, there's no upside. There's no, I'm just going to do a little crack, and then I'm going to move on. See what this crack thing's all about. I hear a lot of good things about crack. Yeah, it's not even, it's good. Crack's so popular, it don't even have its own ad campaign. It's all word of mouth.
There is no positive press about crack.
Yeah, there's no pro crack. There's a pot magazine culture, but there's no crack magazine.
No, so learn.
Crack-a-lackin'. 1 year subscription, whatever you can send us, man.
Nobody pays for a subscription to Crack-a-Lack, but they all promise to.
Crack-a-Lack magazine.
Every check bounced. Everyone disappeared.
Man, I subscribe, man. I subscribe. How come I got my magazines? Well, you never paid the bill. I'm gonna pay it, man. That's a subscription card. It says that.
Just let me borrow $20.
It says cash, credit card, check, and it says when I get some ends. And then you have to click it.
Crack-a-Lack gets paid for, subscriptions get paid for in blowjobs.
Crack-a-Lack magazine.
I suck your dick for $20.
Please say, and a subscription to Crack-a-Lack. Crack-a-Lack magazine.
Yes.
How to look good with only half a tooth. There's articles in Crack-a-Lack magazine. How to hide tracks for the police. Where? That's heroin. It's a heroin subsection. That's like a footnote.
I'd buy that.
Yeah. By the way, how to smoke a crack pipe through a straw so your teeth don't get that weird color.
By the way, there's these fat chicks that filed a lawsuit against Maidenform, I think it was, because they say that the slim shapewear is false advertising. It didn't do what it was supposed to do to them. So shout out to Anik and Tara.
Wait, they're suing a company for putting up good-looking models in their ads to sell their product?
Yeah.
You fat asses. Really? How about this? Why don't you climb a treadmill and do it? You know, I got 5 pounds on me I don't want, and I'm going running today. That's what I'm doing. So,
by the way, no false advertisement about running. It works.
Yeah, it turns out exercise gets rid of that. And changing your diet, guess what? Works. Has nothing to do with the company that hired some skinny models to sell their product. God, see, again, we are all special. We are all important, and we all have to. Oh, you need to cover my feelings. My feelings are hurt. You lied to me. This was supposed to make me 300 pounds lighter, and it didn't. I have to work it. This is not a life I want to live. This is not a life I want to live.
My gosh.
At Titus Nation on Twitter.
At Ray Bradley.
Yeah, the real Christopher Titus on Facebook or
Bombshell Rae.
Third and Western.
We know.
Yeah, we heard it, man.
And if you just honk and keep going because you don't know him, right?
Yeah, because he may nod, but he ain't gonna talk to you.
Right.
Damn right. Now maybe 3-4 times around, I'm gonna walk you in and say, "What the hell your problem, man?" And then we could be friends.
RachelBradleyComedy.com, ChristopherTitus.com, and come see us. Next weekend, you're going to be in Tampa at the Improv.
Florida.
Speaking of Florida,
we'll be at the Tampa Improv in Florida, and the week after, people, we're doing St. Louis, Detroit, and Madison, Wisconsin. This is going to be blowout shows. These are going to be badass. We're also going to definitely film the Titus new special. Guess where? Santa Barbara, California.
Santa Barbara.
On the 27th of September. So if you guys want to go, let me know. Go to the new website. The contact form works on this one. Everything works on this website. Thank you, Teskey Design. By the way, guys, keep listening. Thanks for listening. I am Christopher Titus for myself, Bombshell Rae, and the lovely Willie Jello Johnson. Later.
Peace out.
Jello. Oh, that was the smoothest I've ever done that.
I can't believe you didn't weigh in on the penis pudding or any of that.
You know, at one point, if someone is going to figure out how do we make more money selling food, I don't know, shape it like a penis.
Yeah, I think I'm out at that point too.
Yeah, and by the way, if my girl wants to go to that restaurant, she ain't my girl no more.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.